I'm at the world's largest masonry dam and somehow I can't seem to find any tourists here. I guess that's because this place has never been that famous on the tourist circuit. So here I am, all set to take on an exciting new journey to explore the unexplored. Welcome to Telangana. Catch me as I travel across India's 29th and newest state only on Follow the Star. Tanked up and ready for the road, I was excited to steer away from the tourist trail and explore Telangana, India's newly formed state. Setting off from its capital city of Hyderabad, I took my own time to ease into the state's culture by visiting nearby towns like Surendrapuri. The next day, I embarked on a 150-kilometer long journey from Hyderabad to my destination, Nagarjuna Sagar. As for my steed, I decided to go with the brand new Mercedes GLA 200, a compact yet stylish SUV that would help me power through the highways. Now, for travelers looking to explore the state of Telangana, Hyderabad is the best place to start. This metropolitan city that currently serves as a joint capital of Telangana and the neighbouring state of Andhra Pradesh is well connected with good infrastructure. But even if you're not looking to go beyond Hyderabad, the city in itself makes for a good holiday. On one hand, there's the regal charm of Old City, an area that instantly transports you back in time when Hyderabad was ruled by the Nizams. But step away from the domed monuments and you'll find the plush uptown locality of Hyderabad, India's software hub. It is this stark contrast that paves the way for several activities from sightseeing to cuisine and shopping. As for me, I was looking to explore the city with some good company. And who better than the country's biggest tennis star and a Hyderabadi herself, Sania Mirza.
Thanks guys.
Hi. Firstly, congratulations on winning the WTA finals.
you.
As always, you made us all super proud.
Thanks.
Tell me more about your academy. It looks amazing and is definitely of international standards. When did you set it up?
Yeah, that was the plan. I mean, it was a dream for our family to have this academy. I was tired of not having an answer actually to the question of who after you. So I thought there's finally something someone should do about it. So hence the idea of the whole academy.
So, India has produced a lot of male tennis champions, but you've been the only girl to have come through to be on the global stage. What challenges did you face? How difficult was it? I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I mean, initially it was, it's more about I think we don't come from a culture where girls are supposed to pick up a tennis racket and run around
Or play any sport.
And play any sport for that matter. So when I started when I was 6, which was 21 years ago, it was a very long time ago, a girl from Hyderabad to play tennis and dream of playing Wimbledon was unheard of, obviously, at that point. And we used to play on courts made out of, believe it or not, cow dung, because there was no other surface that was there. Yeah.
That's something none of us knew.
So so it was, I think today's kids are so much more luckier to have these kind of facilities. Also just the whole, I think, culture of, she'll kali ho jayegi. I think we
Shaadi nahi hoga.
There's those kind of things that always, I think, come in the way. Kind of haunt girls when they choose to do something that is unconventional. And I think it's changed a lot, but we still have a long way to go.
How supportive were Leander Paes and Mahesh Bhupati?
I mean, Mahesh is someone who's been my, almost a mentor / very, very good friend of mine for a very long time, and his father did help me out initially when I was, as he was a coach. He is a coach, and when I was about 13, I used to, train with him for about a year or so. And after that, Mahesh's company used to manage me. So even though those relationships got over on those fronts, I mean, we've remained extremely close friends, and he's probably one of my closest friends now. And which was very fortunate for me because I used to look up to them obviously when I was growing up.
Yeah, of course.
They were the biggest stars at that point
that
when
time.
I was a young kid. I still have a picture actually of when I was about 7, and he had come to an academy. Yeah, Mahesh had come to an academy, and so yeah, it's funny, and I had gotten his autograph actually.
So we are going to talk more about tennis, but you have been brought up in Hyderabad, right? What is your favorite place here and where are you going to take me today?
I have a few favorite places here. I mean, Hyderabad's all about culture and princes and princesses and shahzadas and so
Royalty.
yeah, it's all about royalty. So I think a palace would be a very apt place to go for us today.
Lovely.
So I mean, it's I think one of the most beautiful places that you can see in Hyderabad.
So come, let's go then. A city to explore, Sania Mirza for company, and a palace to the equation. That sounded like just the perfect beginning to my Telangana experience. So Sania and I quickly belted up and hit the road. Your whole career, all you've done is travel, and you have to keep traveling because you're playing all over the world. It's like living out of a suitcase, literally. How bad does it get? Because it can get lonely as well, right?
No, it's tough. It's tough because I think I always have said there'll be, 3 reasons I'll probably stop playing tennis. One is if I get injured. Second is if I
hope that
don't
doesn't happen.
Yeah, of course. Second is if I don't enjoy competing anymore, and I don't think that'll ever happen because I'm a very competitive person. But I think that probably the most likely will be if I stop. I cannot pack my bag one more time. I think, and just get on that plane. Because for me, like, I mean, I've traveled for the last 15 years of my life, about 30 weeks a year.
Wow.
So,
I should not complain anymore.
No, you shouldn't complain. No, so it's been a lot of travel. But I enjoy it. And as far as I keep enjoying it, I think I'll keep doing it.
But you're also married to a sports person, and he has his commitments and you have your commitments, and you all are both traveling. So do you all even get time to spend with each other?
Funnily enough, I think in a way it's kind of nice because he understands, and there are some things that don't need to be explained. Oh, why aren't we meeting for 3 weeks or 4 weeks? For us, it's very normal not to meet for that long because this is something that we knew before we got married. Was that
And you all have been doing the same thing before.
Of course. So it's not that both of us expected or either of us expected that life's just gonna turn around and everyone's gonna stop what they're doing. I mean, we knew that already. So we went into it prepared, and I think so we actually meet on the road a lot because honestly, because what happens is like when I'm off, he's most of the time not, and when he's off, I'm not. So he comes to my tournament or I go where he's playing a lot of the time.
But that's fun also, right?
Oh, of course, it's a lot of fun. I mean,
cheering each other on.
Yeah, and also just exploring different places with someone is different to exploring it alone, I think.
As we reached the majestic entrance to the palace, I was in for quite a royal welcome. Sania and I hopped into a regal carriage and wheeled into the palace in full grandeur. It was, after all, the former residence of the 6th Nizam of Hyderabad. The Taj Falaknuma Palace was designed by a British architect back in 1894. It took 10 years and 4 million rupees, but what he created by the end of it was this palatial marvel. Whether it's the handmade tapestries, royal portraits, or a 101-seater dining table known to be the world's largest, this palace is a wonder. Perched on top of Hyderabad, the Taj Falaknuma Palace is also called Mirror of the Sky, and rightly so, with the stunning views it offers. Okay, so I'm not even going to bother asking you why you come here because it's beautiful, but how often do you come here?
I try and come here. I mean, it's a good, whenever I'm back in Hyderabad after a long, tournament, couple of months, just try and come here for a nice chilled out day.
But 2014, it's been a great year for you. Touch wood, I hope every year is as good, but has it been your best year so far?
It's definitely up there. I mean, I've had by God's grace, had a very long career. 10 years is a very long time for an athlete, especially because we go through so much physically and emotionally that most people don't survive even one injury. And I've been fortunate enough to survive 3 surgeries and come back and still be here and playing at the top. So, but it's been definitely one of my best years, yeah. Especially the latter part of the year was, really good, obviously. And, you set certain goals for yourself as an athlete at the beginning of every year, So it was, I think, very rarely it happens that you achieve all the goals that you set for yourself. But, I was fortunate enough to do it this year.
So Telangana, you're the brand ambassador. How does it feel?
I was extremely honored, but also it was a big responsibility. You know, whatever I can do to help the state become a better state, and I mean, obviously, sport is where my expertise. So if I can help it become a better sporting state, I would, love to and would do whatever I can.
Despite having traveled the world, it was inspiring to see how deeply rooted Sania was in her home state of Telangana. My exploration of the old world charm of Hyderabad might have wound to a close, but as I looked over the bright skyline of the city, I could see there was a lot more waiting to be discovered. Coming up on Follow the Star, after a magical start to my journey in Hyderabad, I decided to explore the outskirts of the city and happened upon yet another hidden marvel.